Hey guys, welcome to Snake Nook. I'm Vanny and this is Little Dipper. He is our young male royal python. He's a banana morph or coral glow as they used to call them a while back. He is hanging out with me, or rather I was hanging out with him, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect time to make an intro and outro for a video on a topic that I have been meaning to make for you guys. So the topic of this video is, if you have a young royal python, you recently acquired one, and it doesn't want to eat for you, I've got a couple of tips that may help you out, as well as just a general royal going into fasting, because actually we are approaching those winter months. Well, it's October, so we're getting close. It is autumn, but we're getting pretty close to those winter months, and it's about the time some of my royals go off food. So I'm also going to briefly discuss what you can do to help them prepare for those 2, 3, or 4 months that they may go off food. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. Well, alrighty guys, let's get right into it. So let's say that you recently acquired a royal. It's a young royal, doesn't want to eat for you. Maybe it's only had the one meal and you're getting concerned, doesn't want to take another meal. It's a young royal, therefore it shouldn't go too long without eating. So what can you do? What can you try to increase the chances of this young royal eating for you? Now, this is assuming that your royal is in quarantine. So enter Exhibit A. We're gonna use this snake. Ava, do you recognize this cutie? So this will be our Exhibit A, the snake, the royal, because Dippy is already all grown up, so we're not gonna use Dippy. Plus, Dippy's eating really well now, so he doesn't have to demonstrate how to do this. So we're gonna go ahead and use Exhibit A. So this will be our royal, and then we have Exhibit B, the mouse, the prey. And what I'm gonna suggest, guys, I'm worried that because I'm trying to do this one-handed, I'm worried that he's gonna slip off my grip. Okay, so if you happen to have a shoebox that you're not using and it does have a lid, this is gonna be your best friend, possibly. So you can use a shoebox, or if you do not have a shoebox, you can use a paper bag, guys. Just a medium-sized paper bag, because this is supposed to be a young royal. So a medium-sized paper bag, you are gonna have to cut out some air holes on the bag so that your snake can breathe. But we're gonna go back to the box. I think I've tried the box and I think I tried the bag once. I'm gonna go with the box for you guys if it has a lid, because that would probably be the best setup for this. So you take your box, Dippy. All right, so I'm gonna see how I can do this holding Dippy in the one hand. So here's the box. Let's see if I can do this. And then here's Exhibit A, the snake. So what you want to do, and here's Exhibit B, the mouse. You want to get the prey item in there first, frozen thawed. And frozen thawed is going to make it the most safe experience for your snake, guys. You could do live if your snake just does not want to try frozen thawed at all, but I would be really cautious about that, because anytime you have a live feeder, you have to be careful, because Dippy, you're leaving the frame, because you want your snake to be safe from bites. So I'm going to leave that up to your discretion if you're doing live feeding, but I would say frozen thawed. So your prey item goes in there first, and then your young royal goes in the box. Make sure that you put the lid on the box. And then what you're gonna do, and make sure that there is some sort of an air hole or something, maybe a couple of slits that you have cut onto the top of the lid so that you can get some air flowing in there. But for sure, have some sort of an air hole, something. You are gonna leave your snake in there with the prey item for at least an hour to maybe even up to 3 hours. Just depends how much time you have and you think your snake may need. You do not want to leave this on the tabletop, on the bed, on the floor, anything like that. This is going to go back into your snake's quarantine tub, quarantine enclosure, quarantine tank, wherever you're quarantining your snake. This should fit in there, and then that way your snake will be secure in case it leaves the box. I would not weigh down the lid if it's pretty secure on there. If you're worried that the snake can escape through the lid, then you may weigh it down lightly. But if your snake truly needs to escape from the situation, then let it escape. It's gonna be futile if it absolutely does not want to eat and you're just keeping it trapped. So the idea is to keep this box in the quarantine enclosure for anywhere from an hour to up to 3 hours. That would depend on your snake. Do not forget that you have placed your snake with a prey item in its quarantine enclosure. Set a timer for yourself. You don't want your snake to spend the entire night, especially if it didn't want to take the meal, in a box, because that can be a negative experience too. So check in on your snake maybe once an hour. Just kind of peek in there and make sure that your snake has eaten the prey. If you are opting for live prey, guys, you're gonna have to be really careful about the situation. I normally do not feed live prey. I think we've only done it a couple times, and it has been a very long time that we've done that. I don't like doing live prey, and actually I gave the task to my hubby, so I did not feed any of the snakes live prey, but we did have to feed one of our boas live just to get it going on food. And that wasn't me, that was my husband. I just delegated that responsibility to him. But anyway, I digress. Make sure that you don't forget that your snake is in there. Check maybe, just once per hour if your snake is gonna be in that box for a couple hours or 3 hours. I wouldn't go past that. If it doesn't take it in that amount of time, chances of it taking it later are highly unlikely. Now, a tip for success with this method is turn off all the lights, make sure your snake is secure in its enclosure, whether it's a tank, quarantine tub, wherever you are quarantining your snake, make sure it is secure just in case it does get out of the box. All the lights should be off. There should be no sounds. No one else should be in the room. Try to give your snake that sense of security and darkness so that it can hunt feeling securely. Because if your snake does not feel safe or secure, that is what is keeping your snake from taking prey in the first place. So they will not eat unless they feel secure. Keep in mind that your new baby, their mouth is their everything for survival. So they will not occupy their mouth if they do not feel safe. So even though you do have it in a quarantine enclosure, make sure, guys, that there is clutter. You can use plastic items. You can use boxes. If you're concerned because, well, your snake is in quarantine, maybe you're looking out for mites, you still want to figure out how to add some clutter, because it's very important for your snake to feel secure and to want to take food, especially royals. Royals can be a little difficult sometimes when they go through being shipped or traveling distances. They may not want to eat right away. They're going to wait till they feel secure, the young ones. So just make sure you're providing a secure environment during quarantine with plenty of hiding spaces. And then you can try the shoebox method. If you do not have a shoebox, but you have like a medium-sized paper bag, you can try that as well. You could secure your paper bag maybe with a clip or something. Same thing, leave it in there with its prey for about an hour to 2 hours, a little longer if you're feeling confident that your snake's gonna be okay. That is one tip. Another tip that you can do is offer up dry prey. A wet prey item will have a weaker scent, a slightly weaker scent than a dry prey item. So make sure that when you defrost the prey item, not only is it important that the prey item is nice and warm, but then it is dry as well. So you may want to try that, making sure that the prey item is dry, and try to figure out, even before you offer a meal, if the breeder or the person you got the snake from, what was it on, if it was on mice or rats. That way you can continue the same type of prey. And then I'm going to throw in a little bonus for you guys. But for that, I'm going to have to put Dippy down because, yeah, I'm actually going to touch actual prey. So we're going to put Dippy down, and, well, what do you know, guys? Look, it worked. The snake ate the prey.
Wow.
My little snake is gonna join me. This one is, okay? So let me just go put Dippy back for a little bit, and then I will be back, and I'm gonna show you a little bonus when it comes to your royal going off food for the winter, and maybe getting it restarted on food in the spring. Hang tight, I'll be right back. After these messages, I'll be right back. Where did I remember that from? I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back. Guys, I'm just gonna bring you to the freezer. I don't really want to take out any feeders out of the bags. So let's say that your royal typically eats extra large mice, and you've given it a couple of extra large mice. It goes off food for a few months, 3 or 4 months, something as such. And then when it's time to get your snake eating again, let's say sometime in the spring, late spring, something like that, sometimes they start eating fasting royals. And I'm gonna go with the males because that's been my experience. They go back on food late spring, mid to late spring, and sometimes they're kind of being stubborn about going back on food, but they look hungry, they look interested. If they don't want to take the prey that they were on before they started fasting, what you can do is change up the prey. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. What's this? No, not that. Where are, okay. Like for example, Dipper used to eat mice, and then now all he eats is quail, so we had to go and purchase quail mainly for him. I already had quail for Torrent. Torrent no longer wanted to eat quail, so these are medium-sized quail. It's hard to see through the bag, but somehow Dippy said okay to quail, and so he started eating quail. Now that's all he eats. He doesn't want anything else. So if your royal does not want to eat the prey that it was used to, try something else. You can always also switch from mice to rats. You can also do that as well, and see if they'll take that. That's all I have in this freezer. I've got rats, I've got mice, and just a little bit of quail, different sizes of rats and mice. But when royals get ready to go into fasting, guys, if it's that seasonal fasting time, please make sure that your royal is eating whole food. It's gonna need all the nutrition it can get from all the parts of the rodent. Your royal is very specifically designed to eat whole prey, and its body will make use of everything it needs in the proper way, from storing certain fat to storing and using up protein at a certain at a specified time according to how the body needs it. Very important for you guys to offer up whole prey to your fasting royals. I'm not telling you not to feed them some of the trendy links and sausage things that are out there, but for royals that are going to go into fasting, that is not the best thing. They need all they can get from whole prey, and that's going to sustain them for those 2, 3, or even 4 months or beyond until they go back on food. So make sure that they are eating nice whole prey instead of some of that other stuff that is trending right now that may not be, you know, nature didn't design them to eat sausages or links of any kind. God made them to eat whole prey. So in nature, that's what they would eat. And they know what they're doing. They know why they're fasting, and they know they can make it through. But it's up to you guys to make sure you're feeding them what they need to eat in order to get through fasting. Alrighty guys, well, there you have it, just a bonus. Oh goodness, now I've got to redo how I had everything here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the I'm gonna take you guys now to the outro. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope that these tips can be helpful in helping your baby royal, your new royal, or maybe your yearling royal that you just recently acquired, to take its first or second prey with you if it's just being a little stubborn at mealtime. Also, when it comes to getting your snakes ready for the fasting season too, I hope that you do remember to give it whole prey. And once you are ready to get it going again on food sometime in the spring, sometimes you may have to switch up the prey item that it's used to. It could work. Well guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Snake. Bonus. Don't forget to check out Northman Serpents with your host Ren. He has been adding some scaly babies to his collection, so you're gonna want to check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and leave one of his videos somewhere here on the end screen, so make sure you click on that video, check out his content, and we hope to see you here again next time. Y'all have a good one. Bye.